If any of you have read the book, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I have not, but I have questions. Because I understand not caring too much about things that are just going to either let you down or cause you stress. But you do care. Like, everyone still cares. And you're kind of kidding yourself if you say you don't. Of course, there's things that are worth caring about, and then there's other things that if you care about it, it's like you don't really have a choice on how it's going to go, so you're setting yourself up for a letdown, per se. But I want to say that because when I worked in caregiving, I had clients, let me just say, there's a whole nother level of not giving a fuck about things with certain humans who are like vulnerable due to their own disabilities. And I guess you can't care about something you don't have awareness about, obviously. But cleanliness, you know, that's something to at least a certain degree, because the yuck factor is real being a human. So you care about that, so you care about your needs getting met, and you also care about how you're perceived. But that's where people would argue with me and be like, no, like, don't care about what other people think of you, which is true, because there's always going to be idiots that don't perceive things correctly and are going to misjudge you. But you still want to be perceived as you are. It's a travesty to be perceived as anything other than what you are. But yeah, that's not something you should really care about, but it's still something you kind of care about, especially with your friends. You want your friends to get you. It's like to know you. Like, have you ever had someone say, like, thank you for seeing me? In other words, like, it's like, wow, you identified where I was really at. Like, you're really in touch. You read the room well. A lot of people don't, so when someone does, it's a little treat. It's like, wow, someone was being observant. And yeah, there's a lot of people in just fugue states, or myself included. I just not almost got in an accident, but kind of sort of close, because someone just had their blinker on, and it was one of those, you know, people that had their blinker probably going for the last 3 miles, and they did for the mile after. But you know, you never really know what people are going to do. But I care about community. I care, I care about my life. I want to have a good story, but I don't want to take it too seriously. Because then that's, that doesn't add to your story if you take things too seriously. I mean, you could argue it does, and it depends on what it is. It totally depends on what it is. Like, if someone's, like, if it's your child or something, like, you're gonna care, You can't help but care. And I think caring is just part of what love is, which, like, we know that, I guess, and that's why love hurts so much, because you feel something so strong, and I think that feeling, that's the felt presence of caring, What is caring? How would you define caring? How would you define giving a fuck? Like, giving a fuck is not the most tasteful way to say it, kind of the more trash way to say it, but also, whatever. Like, there's a lot of slang and stuff that's, like, not the most tasteful, but it still has an expression. It still has its own expression. Yeah, it's nice to express things in different ways and to have a persona about it. That's part of what makes us alive. So in any case, we do care, and it's just a matter of recognizing the things that are worth caring about and the things that aren't. Because we just have this life that we know of, and I don't want to live with regret. I've definitely done things I regret, but I also forgive myself because there's an innocence to naivety. If I could see all the paths before me, why, I would have way more involved in my choice. I would have way more options. But it's like fishing. This life is like fishing. You try really hard, put your line in the water, and hopefully you get a bite. And, you know, if you don't, then you keep trying.